Hey everyone, welcome to another DIY video. In today's video we have a headlight PPF kit which you can find on our website in a clear or tinted version. This kit is suited for a Nissan Patrol Series 5 which has been cut to suit the TI, TIL and Warrior range. Now with the tinted PPF range, please check in your state before purchasing this product, whether it's legal or not to apply. When purchasing the product from us, what you're going to receive is your pink application squeegee, which comes suited to the size that you need, a concentrated PPF slip solution which we make ourselves in-house, so 6 to 8 drops of this in 1 litre bottle of water is perfectly fine. And then you've got your pre-cut tinted PPF film like so. Other things that you're going to need is the black rubber gloves or nitrile gloves work fine. Basically what that's going to do is you're going to be able to handle the film behind on the adhesive side without the gloves actually sticking or causing any cross-contamination there. We do recommend also using a multi-purpose cleaner, which is step number 1, a wax and grease remover, which is step number 2, and isopropyl alcohol, which is step number 3. We'll also need a bunch of microfibers, which we do not have in this video because we are still waiting on. Yeah, give us some microfibers. And lo and behold, they have arrived just in time. So once you've got all these things set up, you're ready to go to the next step and get everything installed. All right, so we're going to start off with the preparation process. So preparation is key, especially when installing PPF. You don't want to get any underlying contaminants or any sort of damage underneath before applying your PPF film. So we are going to start with a multi-purpose cleaner, which is step number 1. I'm going to spray the surface down. Give it a wipe. You can also wash your car prior to installing this, because it is a wet apply product. Just to need to be mindful that there are no contaminants underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and give this wipe down. And you can also grab your application squeegee, wedge it into the microfiber there. Get into these deep nooks and crannies. Right, as you can see there, just a bunch of contaminants and dirt sort of built up over time. And what you also want to be mindful of is the surrounding area. So I'm going to give everywhere on the outside, just in case there's a bit of wind or you touch something and then go ahead and touch the headlight, but no other contaminants around the area are going to start floating about. Okay, so that's stage 1 done. We'll come back with stage 2. And just to finish it off, you've got your isopropyl alcohol, which is your last step. Okay, that's your preparation step done. After that, you can go ahead and start working on your installation. So with the PPF's slip solution, what we've got here is 1 litre cold water. We'll do is 6 to 8 pumps, and that's ready to go. So that's your slip solution. If you want more tack and less slip, I'd recommend using 4 pumps to the 1 litre. It's got all the instructions here ready to go. Sweet. So there are a few steps to this prior to installing your PPF. We're going to install the tinted PPF because it's a little bit easier to see in terms of installation. So you are going to set your nozzle onto jet. Get it soaked up, and then you grab your application squeegee. First squeegee everything off. Okay, then we're going to come back and spray it again. then we can go ahead and start installing the PPF. So the best way to remove this is to start from the point here. This way you can, if you start here, then you're going to run into issues when trying to remove that. So we'll remove it here just like so. Spray it to avoid any static, which the static will attract any dust or debris to the surface. So you're going to grab the top point here, try to turn it around. Like so. So the kit is cut out to this headlight, and with the slip solution you can move it around. Okay, so what we want to find is a nice point. You want to come up about 1 or 2 mil from the bottom edge here. It's going to align nicely. On this front edge, it's got a point where it kinks up, so that is going to cover the inner side, and then that's going to follow nice and straight back down there. Okay, so once you've got that bottom section aligned, we're going to spray it. And with our application squeegee, we're going to tack this corner first. Just to sort of split it up into quarters like this, we're going to tack this area, making sure that we're not overhanging that edge. And we're just trying to get all the water out. Okay, so, and then once that's tacked down, we can basically stretch and position this back section. So I'm going to add a little bit of tension here so I can get that to the edge there, and then when it comes straight across. So you want to drag your PPF squeegee, and that's the bottom section secure. That's the bottom side done. Now, because this has a very unique contour, we're going to have to stretch it a little bit. As you can see, as I'm pulling, it levels itself out across the board. So we're going to start from here. So we're still working with those quarters. I'm going to try to get that up to sit nicely, and then this one to come across. So I'm going to use my thumb to press down up here, like so. And you can see that's sort of disappearing there. And then we can add a little bit of stretch this way. And just reposition this top section. So by adding stretch there, the film's going to naturally want to hug around this edge and corner, which we can get to in a second. But we want to make sure all the water has been removed. Okay, so big problem areas is when you've got a lot of slip solution around the edges and it doesn't want to stick down. So that's an easy fix, there's no problem about that. Pushing out these edges. So once you get to this stage, what we're going to do is just let it sit and dry out for about 5–10 minutes, which will give you enough time to work on the other side. Alright, so once you've let it sit for about 5–10 minutes, we're going to come back and you're going to grab a fresh bottle of water with no detergent, nothing, so just straight water. This will help just flush out any sort of slip solution that might be causing it not to stick around the edges. So in jet mode anyway, you still got your gloves on. We're just going to dilute that slip solution, basically nothing. So all around the top edge. So start from the top, work your way down the bottom, under here as well. Down the front. So once that's done, then you're just going to grab your application squeegee again. I'm going to push towards the edge. As you can see, it now starts to tack down. Just slowly working them out. Now you've got the top side and down this edge, it's perfectly fine. We're going to start working on getting this to sit down. So flood it with water inside there. Really want to remove all the slip solution. Now don't go straight down because you might cause a bit of trapped water to be stuck here. So push on the front, go around and down, and then just gradually work your way through. So that's it. There we go. So as a finished product, what we're going to do is go around the edges once more, but we're just going to wrap our squeegee in a microfiber cloth. This way it'll just dry, it will act as just drying and just any excess little bit of water. And there you go. If you do have any little points such as here coming up, sort of lifting a little bit, what you can do, just let it dry out for another 10–15 minutes. And as you can see, just a little bit more here. Once you let that dry, you can grab a hairdryer as well and sort of speed up the process. But that should just sit nicely. Okay, so it is all designed to this headlight. If you position the bottom here, you're going to come up nicely on the top here. So that doesn't cover all the way, just due to the fact that it can become difficult if we go even further. So we've cut it off to a point where it's comfortable for the film and in terms of application. So when you close your bonnet, it's going to cover that top seam line and it should be all good to go. If you have ordered the clear stuff, there's not going to be any issue there, but the majority of the headlight here is all covered and protects you. So I do apologise about the lighting, but as you can see the comparison on both sides. So as we come here, it just removes a lot of that chrome effect. It just adds a little bit of a tinge to the front. So if we come out, that's your stock standard headlight there. That chrome finish. And we'll come back around to the finished product here. So overall, look, this is rated to last up to 5 years. It's scratch resistant, so any minor scratches on the surface will come out with a little bit of heat, or if you leave it as in the sunlight, as PPF normally would, as you would apply to paintwork. So the reason why we decided to do these kits is essentially these are $2,000 roughly a headlight, but the only other problem is it's extremely hard to find them in the country at given notice. So there's usually always a wait time. So I think in terms of an investment for the long run, it's going to be beneficial just to spend that extra little bit of money and obviously do it yourself, or get an installer to do it, whatever you want to get charged for.